Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee." Yo, it's your boy Ill Will back with another video on the Remote Generation channel. Yo, this one's about Billy Gates of Hell, part 2. As you just seen, the Lucifer Trust, which is now the Lucis Trust, again, formerly the Lucifer Trust, deals with what we know today as Planned Parenthood and eugenics. Just to give you a little background on eugenics, the definition is up there, you can read it, but what really they're trying to do is get rid of the people they don't want that have genes that they think are detrimental to society. But Planned Parenthood kills 1,700 plus African American babies every single day. Bill Gates has donated $1.7 million to them. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation always want to go help somebody, but it's always people of color. They will never go to Europe and try to help those people. They always go into quote unquote impoverished areas helping people of color. But are they really helping is the question. On the screen, what you're looking at now is a list of some of the most prominent or famous eugenicists. And this guy, W.E.B. Du Bois, he had something about the talented 10th. You'd have to look it up to really get into it, but he sounds just like Dr. Boyce Watkins when he says he only wants 10% of us too. Look at this guy looking like Skip Bayless' uglier cousin. And yes, even that dude, John Harvey Kellogg, maker of Kellogg's, all their cereals, yeah, he was a eugenicist too. The thing about eugenicism is that it targets African Americans more than any other group. I wonder why.
One of the very important strands of modern progressivism, the idea of eugenics. Who is the figure that comes to mind who embodies this?
I mean, the obvious answer to the question is Margaret Sanger.
Thank you for coming. I'm Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood.
Hello.
In the mid-1920s, Margaret Sanger spoke to a group that came to hear her in full regalia.
Eugenics means the release and cultivation of the better racial elements in our society and the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extirpation of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. The most merciful thing that a large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it.
By Sanger's time, techniques of racial elimination like lynching had become taboo within the Democratic Party. And so Sanger pioneered a different approach to bring about a similar result. How would you describe Margaret Sanger's so-called Negro Project?
The Negro Project was to bring these birth control and other eugenic measures into the black community. She hired black ministers expressly to sell the idea.
We don't want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members.
Surely today's Democratic Party leaders would repudiate Margaret Sanger.
I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. I am really in awe of her. And there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from her life and from the cause she launched and fought for and sacrificed so greatly.
Good afternoon, this is Autumn.
Hello, Autumn. I'm interested in making a donation today.
Fantastic.
What about abortions for the underprivileged minority groups? Would that be possible? At the black community, for example?
Certainly.
It is unfortunate that Planned Parenthood has been the object of such a concerted attack.
What would you expect for intact tissue? What sort of compensation? What would make you happy? What would work for you?
I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
So I really face trouble with affirmative action, and I don't want my kids being disadvantaged, you know, against black kids. I just had a baby. I want to put it in his name, and we just think, you know, the less black kids out there, the better.
Understandable.
So I'm hoping that this situation will not further undermine the very important services that Planned Parenthood provides.
Hello, this is Sue. May I help you?
Hi, Sue. I'm interested in making a donation. Could I specify that abortion be done, or those abortions be done for a particular minority group?
If you wish, you can.
Okay. So for example, the black community in Tulsa, the abortions will be done specifically for the black community abortions.
Great.
Today, the vast majority of Planned Parenthood clinics are located in our neighborhoods. We were tricked through a slick marketing campaign, but now that that's unraveling, people are saying, wait a minute, they sell baby parts? What happened to my baby?
All right, y'all, so that video is really, really deep. The takeaways from that, obviously there's racism that's involved in this, but that's not the biggest takeaway. The biggest takeaway is, where's BLM on this? Where's all of the African-American celebrities on this? I'm telling you, 52% of African-American pregnancies end in abortion. That's 52%. Now, we're not talking about the people who were violated, you know, and chose to go that route. That's understandable. But outside of that, what are we doing? Between that, the music, the killing each other, you know what I'm saying? Along with police brutality and all of those other things, we hurting ourselves. We don't stand a chance. But where's BLM? Where's our celebrities? Ain't nobody standing up for that. We're killing half of our population each year. Our possible population, excuse me. Possible. Bill Gates and his people were down with Planned Parenthood. Speaking of his father, of course, the son's gonna continue the legacy. And then, you know, Bill gets caught lying about hanging out with, you know, the dude that had the island and had the girls locked up. You know, and he came out of his mouth in an interview and said that he wants to populate the entire world with his DNA. Then he gets caught, you know, with X amount of, you know, underage girls and children on this compound. What do you think he was doing? And how do you think he was doing that?
Justin.
All right, and also got to take away the fact that they do these things through what? The things they say that's going to keep us healthy. And don't forget, Margaret Sanger is one of Hillary Clinton's biggest heroes. All right? If Hillary's like that, think about Bill. Bill is known to hang out with these cats too. And check out, I'm talking about Clinton. Now check out Bill Gates lying like a mug, getting caught.
But this story isn't. A shocking new report from the New York Times sheds light on the connection between Microsoft founder Bill Gates and the late Jeffrey Epstein. After Gates' name came up in connection with Epstein and MIT Media Lab, Gates gave a statement to the Wall Street Journal where he insisted he did not have any business relationship or friendship with Epstein. But new reporting from the New York Times outlines numerous meetings between Gates and Epstein and a conversation with Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation, a connection between their foundation and JP Morgan to set up a charitable fund that would financially benefit Epstein. You know what I want to know? Why? Joining me now, one of the New York Times reporters from this story, James B. Stewart, who is also the author of a new book I highly recommend, Deep State: Trump, the FBI, and the Rule of Law. Let's start with this. Gates says, no relationship, nada, nothing. You report these two men met at least 6 times. What does Gates say about that?
Well, I believe that there were more, and he and his spokespeople would not say how many in total they actually met. But this included visits to the mansion, seeing each other in Seattle, flying on Epstein's plane, when we all know Bill Gates has his own $40 million plane. And then, as an investigative reporter, why would Gates say, oh, I had no relationship with him, when, of course, he knows what the facts are? So that always sets off red flags for me.
He also has one of the largest, most established foundations on his own.
Yes.
Why would they ever set up a charitable trust benefiting Jeffrey Epstein?
Well,
What's the explanation?
not only does he have the world's largest charitable foundation, but one of their primary missions is to help young women in underprivileged countries. Jeffrey Epstein was preying on young women from Eastern Europe, from South Africa, luring them into his web. And it's the antithesis of what the Gates Foundation stands for. And by the way, there were Gates Foundation employees who were horrified when they realized what Jeffrey Epstein had done and was saying, we don't want to have anything to do with this, and yet the project went on.
And what is the Gates explanation for this?
That it was all about philanthropy, that Bill Gates just wanted to find new sources of money.
But when you went and met with Jeffrey Epstein a year and a half ago, I read your piece, you knew straight out of the gate something didn't add up. It smelled foul. Bill Gates didn't notice that? One of the smartest guys in the world.
I mean, he's a registered sex offender, and after I rang the doorbell, it opens, and there is a beautiful young woman standing there who I didn't think was 16, but she could have been, 19 or something, and I thought, whoa, a sex offender has a beautiful young woman opening the door. So I didn't even have to go through the door before I realized there's something really weird going on here.
These people have been playing us to the left through every type of industry, and now this guy, Billy Gates of hell, finna be over the food too? Come on, man. We better get it together. Like, share, subscribe, and please hit that Cash App. God bless y'all.